Leroy Champ Select, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2 between Leroy Jenkins and Suck My Freljord. We're already right back into picks and bans. Once again, my name is Seda. I'm joined by Karma and So Korean. Let's get right on into game.
At least I have league. All right, first ban coming out is Yasuo for the likes of Leroy Jenkins. Targeting, actually I think there's a target ban towards Lord, I almost call him Lord Housewife. It is Fire Lord Iroh now, the top laner for Suck My Freljord.
Which is weird because Fire Lord Iroh is not an airbender.
He wants to be.
He played Shyvana, and as we made that pun earlier, Shyvana has a lot of fire effects.
Dragon Bender? Is that
so
a thing?
I'm going to be predicting an Annie pick for Lord Housewife right now.
Oh, whoa, a Tristana ban coming out. Yes. As we know, that's Lone Cheese's comfort pick. We've only seen him on Tristana. Hopefully he does have something else up his sleeve.
I wanted him in the camera. He's missing out, but it looks like Suck My Freljord does not want Kassadin in this matchup, though.
Definitely. Kassadin has been known to be a very snowbally pick, especially on somebody as experienced as MRN Heartbeat. So they definitely don't want a fed Kassadin roaming around and killing everybody.
And with Fui's Tryndamere banned out, that does mean that he is still going to have Darius available. Skarner didn't work out so well in the first game.
No, I don't think so.
It went for the teleport home guard, and it was able to get 1 or 2 picks on Made in Africa, but it just didn't really work out in team fights.
We do see a respect ban coming out for Arknight Z's Vi, who we have been known to see him playing very well with.
He did decently with the Olaf. I mean, he did try to help the Skarner, but it was just too little against that Shyvana. I think it was mainly that Skarner pick. The Olaf pick actually could work, but now that the Tristana is actually banned, if Lone Cheese has to play something like a little bit different with less, escapes and protection, it could work.
I'm surprised there wasn't a Shyvana ban coming out from Team Leroy Jenkins. Housewife has been known to play so well on Shyvana, and she is just one of the most broken top laners, in my opinion, as a top laner. Tanky, still does damage, hybrid damage at that. That's exactly what you need. So here we are. Housewife going to pick that one up again.
However, Mundo is open. It was banned last game by Leroy Jenkins, so he could respond with that Mundo pick.
Absolutely, but Hooch picking away Iroh's Shyvana, and Lone Cheese doesn't have the Tristana either. So we're going to have a little bit of a switch out.
Wouldn't you like that?
Suck My Freljord. Hopefully they are comfortable with more than one champion. I figure making it this far in the tournament, they kind of have to be.
All right, Ziggs being picked up maybe for Team Leroy Jenkins, but as we all know, they love picking random stuff and then locking in stuff at the last second. Maybe Ziggs coming up for Harvey. He did play exceptionally well as Ziggs in the last game, so I would not be surprised if we saw that again.
They're actually taking the Ezreal away from Banana. Banana, probably his most played champion is Ezreal, and they will be taking away the Ziggs as well from Heartbeat. These are 2 almost ban picks, I would say.
Absolutely, they're just trying to shut down the other team as much as possible. Iroh is taking that Ziggs away from Heartbeat. Heartbeat did do very well, but we have seen that Heartbeat is comfortable with many mid-champions. Of course, Orianna still available, Ahri definitely potential, Gragas available as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on what he goes for. For me, I'm interested in Fui. He did go for Skarner in the first game, didn't work. We have seen him on Darius, Tryndamere, both very powerful champions, but with Tryndamere gone, with Skarner hopefully gone, I'm curious
from his mind.
What's in his champion pool? What does he have up his sleeve to deal with Iroh?
Interesting Thresh pick coming out for Team Leroy Jenkins. This is actually looking like an exact opposite matchup from last game. We see the exact same champions from both teams being switched to the opposing team. Maybe some BM going on here.
They're going to switch and play the exact same team that the other team played. I really actually want to see that. And whoa! Heartbeat locking in a Nocturne.
Hopefully this isn't another placeholder. We saw that Nocturne was kind of weird last game. But I wouldn't be surprised if Arknight is playing Nocturne. He has played Nocturne in the past, so it could be very legit.
Nocturne, well known to be one of the most reliable junglers in the game, because even with 50 wards, he can pop out of nowhere, turn the screen dark, and yell at you in a very ghostly manner.
Darkness. I think yours is a little bit too scary.
Dude, Nocturne's scary, man. Especially if you get that haunting Nocturne when he puts the blanket on.
But you know who doesn't get bothered by that darkness? A blind person. We have Lee Sin being hovered over for lol that funny. I think I just froze Dominic. He has nothing to
You
say.
broke.
And never mind, we're seeing the Shinzao coming out as well as a Vayne pick. Vayne is a very reliable, never mind. We do see Janet coming out.
Yeah, we're just getting some
Now,
switches around for the champions. They haven't
just
locked
not
in.
gonna comment
quite
on
yet.
anything that has
Whoa!
not been locked in.
Jax being picked up, preferably for Lord Iroh. Jax, an excellent duelist, definitely able to keep up with Shyvana at least. So that's going to be a fun matchup to watch out for. Grandmaster's Might going to help turn the matchup, but until then, I am going to say that it is going to be in Shyvana's favor just because Burnout is so strong right now.
Go ahead.
However, I do like the Janna pick because it is able to. Nocturne can get in from very far distance, and he can spell shield. But the fact is, Janna has two really good spells. He can tornado, take out the spell shield, and then use the ultimate to push away Nocturne.
Don't let him eat it all. I will point out that Jax is a very interesting pick from Team LMF simply because the rest of their team is so pokey and disengagey with Ziggs, Ezreal, and Janna for disengage, and Jax is a very sustained damage champion. I'm not sure if he's going to want to do sustained damage with such a pokey team.
This is now Arc Knights locking in that Lux to go against Africa's Ziggs. That's going to be a pretty fun lane to watch out for.
Heartbeat's Lux, well known to be very good. I actually heard from my games that Lux's laser, her Lucent Singularity is not Lucent Singularity. What is the name? The final spark is actually coded as minions. So shout out to Heartbeat for shooting minions at people.
Everything is coded as minions.
Everything is in fact coded as minions.
Shyvana's Dragon's Descent is
But
coded
if you
as a
think about
minion.
it,
So
when
she
Lux
minions on
lasers,
people.
she's shooting a beam of minions at you.
You know, there's actually a conspiracy that Jax is actually a minion that got too
Yeah.
powerful. You know that promoted creep that used to be in the beta? That's what Jax is.
That's what people
Jax
are
is a
talking
minion.
about.
He's coded as a minion.
Emocrip hovering over that Volibear. Oh, let's see if he locks it in.
He has a little bit of time.
Yes,
he does.
Volibear is actually a
does.
very strong pick in my opinion. I used to hate Volibear playing in top lane just because he runs at you and throws you over his shoulder and then just bites you.
Thunderclaw is definitely capable of doing a lot of damage in team fights. And again, this is a very team fight oriented composition out of Team
LMF.
Leroy Jenkins? No.
Leroy Jenkins. Heartbeat. Definitely going to have to stay back with Banana Uyu if we're going to dive forward. But Hooch going to be peeling for both Heartbeat and Uyu. Let's talk a bit about the matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We haven't seen a Lux pick in a while, honestly, in competitive play. I think she's coming back slowly. People dropped Lux because they had that movement speed change, and that really threw people off, especially with such a skill shot-oriented champion. But now people are starting to slowly pick her back up as they get used to that, slowness, I guess, that Lux has now.
Definitely. I will comment on the top lane matchup as a certified top lane expert. Jax versus Shyvana is, in my opinion, one of the most boring lanes in the world. They are both going to be very good at melee damage. They are both going to have some harass, and they are both going to be very hard to kill. Shyvana can run away, Jax can jump away, and I do not see any kills coming out of top lane very easily this game.
And now we get to see the summoners, so we're actually be seeing double exhaust for Suck My Freylord, both on Firelord Iroh and Lone Cheese actually going. Lone Cheese is going to be support this game with Ilmocrip as AD carry.
So apparently Lone Cheese does only AD carry Tristana. Ilmocrip going to have to show us his Ezreal skills, so swapping the AD carry and the support.
Can confirm that Ilmocrip's Ezreal is 100% bad.
Ass.
Trash talk.
Yes. And then I also can confirm that Ranger Rightmire, aka Firelord Iroh, has tried to convince me multiple times that his Jax is amazing. If you lose this game, I'm going to make fun of you.
Hashtag shots fired.
On
Fui
the-
taking teleport in the top lane, going to be trying to force some of those early objectives. We're going to have to keep an eye on how well he's able to siege turrets, try to take early dragons off of that. Again, Firelord Iroh's Jax does have a on-command stun, so if he manages to catch Fui mid-teleport, he can deny it, and then try to force an engage.
At the same time, if Shyvana is teleporting under her turret and you decide to jump under her turret to stop her, you are going to take a lot of damage on your way out. She's going to jump on you, she's going to burn you, she's going to spit out fire at you.
She's a dragon. That's what dragons
She's a
do.
dragon. She is in fact a dragon. We're gonna see if last game we didn't see Team Leroy Jenkins taking a lot of dragons, so this time they picked a dragon for themselves.
And what this is going to do actually is Fui is going to be able to do what Shyvana did last game, what Firelord Iroh did. Roam around the map, get those teleports, maybe hit up bot during a gank, and pressure the map. While all that time, Firelord Iroh is just going to keep farming. And if Leroy Jenkins can force enough fights, get enough kills and enough objectives, Jax can never hit that scary late game. But if Jax can farm for long enough, he'll be that beast. That we
Yeah,
all
at
know
the
of.
same time, if you let Jax alone in lane and you have Shyvana roam around and teleport, Jax is just going to get a ton of minions. And Jax with 6 items is nothing to scoff at, so I'm not sure that Shyvana is going to be able to roam a lot without letting Jax take about 40 turrets.
And we have already seen a 6-item Jax in a previous game. That was very intimidating, but of course, excellent control from the opposing team was able to shut him down. So we know that Jax is not entirely unkillable. But again, we'll have to keep an eye on the control of Leroy Jenkins.
Definitely, and last game that we saw Jax get really fed, the main problem was, in my opinion, that the enemy team was just way too tanky, and we do see that Heartbeat's team is actually not very tanky at all besides Shyvana. You know, Nocturne can build tanky, but in the end, he is a very DPS-oriented jungler, whereas Thresh also is semi-tanky, but it's nowhere near the combination of Shyvana and I believe Mundo that was able to shut Jax down the previous game.
What Leroy Jenkins does have is good disengage and range. So if Jax can't get in the range to get the stun, he's not going to be able to do damage. So with
are about to go into the loading screen. We'll take a quick moment to give a shout out to our sponsors. Once again, thanks to Riot Games, Tespa Sports, Monster Energy, and that's the loading screen that we need. That's not even the one, even a little bit. I'm not distracted at all. GamerCon, HyperX, Asus, Sony, and of course us, League of Tritons.
Shout outs to League of Tritons. You guys are awesome. This is not the president of League of Tritons speaking. All right. Looking at the skins here, we do have Iron Scale Shyvana and Steel Legion Lux. Steel Legion Lux, of course, well known to be the most OP Lux skin because you can't see anything that she's doing. What a scumbag player. Resistance Caitlyn on Banana Uyu, very cool. Banana thinks he's awesome. Pulsefire Ezreal coming out, what a rich boy. And of course, Nemesis Jax on Ranger. I won't tell you exactly what the secret name Ranger has for Nemesis Jax is, but it's very vulgar.
Definitely going to be a fun name to eventually find out at the end of this game. We'll see if we can get a player interview maybe.
No, we're not going to find out. Anyways, moving on into the game, what do you think these guys' level 1s will be, Ben?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if actually nothing happens again, because many times teams are just taking it very safe. Make sure that nothing can get stolen, and don't even risk dying. You know, nerves are being held. This is LAN, so you know, mistakes will get, you know, they might be made, you know, more than if they would be online because you're not in your comfort setting. So you just want to play it safe and, you know, make sure you don't die.
Definitely, and both teams right now are very, very close to scoring the first place finish. This is first place.
This is the finals.
This is the grand finals, basically. And if you lose another game, Team Heartbeat, you guys are going to be eating second place, which I don't think they want to do.
And again, now that these two teams have spawned into the Rift, we're going into game number 2. Very exciting. Let's get a round of applause for these two players as they get ready to go into game number 2. Very exciting. Oh man, Leroy Jenkins, will they be able to turn it around from a 0-1 deficit to take the finals, or will SMF go for a quick 2-0 victory and take the Winter Game Fest?
And unlike what I said, we're going to see a lot of
Whoa, a
champions
little bit of
here.
action already. All that funny. Getting engaged, caught in the light binding. He goes down first. Blood goes to Banana Uyu.
And that has got to be a huge morale booster for Team Leroy Jenkins now. Very salty about last game probably, and probably relishing that first blood.
And so that's the one thing that happens if you try and go in for evade or you get caught in evade, you might just lose a death. And now look at what they're going to happen. They're going to continue the invade and possibly take the red buff from Suck My Flare Lord.
Fire Lord Iroh going to have to back away. A good light binding pick on Heartbeat. Normally you do see Loosen Singularity, but again, not leveling that skill until knowing he can either get a quick pick with the invade or instead make it to lane. Great play out of Heartbeat there, managing to lock down Well, that funny.
Very unfortunate that Banana Uyu is in fact going to take that first blood. She's going to come to lane with some extra items, and we all know Caitlyn versus Ezreal is already heavily in favor of Caitlyn. So it's going to be a very tough road for Ilmocrypt, especially since he's been playing support this whole tournament. He might be a little rusty. Let's go, Brian.
And actually, we're getting a lane swap out of Leroy Jenkins. Seems that they want to shut down Iroh. They're confident in Flea's ability to go 1v2 against Ilmocrypt and the Lone Cheese.
Very questionable 1v2 in my opinion. If you are already ahead on a Caitlyn versus Ezreal lane, why would you swap it out for something else? I have no clue.
Well, what they might be looking for is to fast push the towers. Caitlyn is really good at getting towers down very quickly. So if she can push up the wave eventually, and then she'll be able to take the towers faster than Ezreal will.
And we did already see a recall out of Banana Uyu. Looks like it is more of a sustained pickup, going for health potions, mana potions, and a nice quick Wow, was that Fui with the jungle invade? Yes, actually, whoa, a huge Distance landing onto Iroh. Iroh's going to be about a big deficit in this lane, not burning any summoners, but again, far behind Fui with the invade in the bottom lane, going to make a beeline away from that very scary Volibear. But with Volibear being denied that blue, he's going to have a lot of trouble clearing his jungle camps.
Definitely, and Fui here running away from Laldad Funny in the jungle, and Laldad Funny, you know, Volibear is a very dominant early jungler. If you run into him in the jungle, you do not want to be fighting 1v1. He will bite your face off.
He does that from time to time.
And he's going to be rotating down.
Whoa, Life Binding catching Made in Africa. Made in Africa actually in the minions gets burned down quite a bit. Loosen Singularity pops the barrier for Made in Africa. He's going to be at a big deficit
Teleport
now.
coming out in bot lane. Fui coming back to bot lane. He probably already got knocked down pretty low, so he does not want to miss any more minions. Which is going to be pretty hard against an Ezreal Janna lane. It is so hard to lane against that.
Whoa, here's
especially
Arknights coming in from behind, flashes, gets the Fear Tether. Made in Africa still in fear. Looks like this could be a dive, but no, the Minefield denies the dive.
Great job, Made in Africa. Very behind in the middle lane, but still doing well and not dying to when already burning your barrier against Heartbeat.
Yeah,
And
but now
that's
it's flashed
both
down.
summoners gone.
Yes. And looks like Arknight might be making
Whoa,
it
another
loop
Life
around.
Binding catches. The Loosen Singularity allows Heartbeat to take the kill.
Poor Made in Africa getting camped quite hard. Jesse knows how to pitch a tent.
Leroy Jenkins looking very convincing in the beginning of this game 2. They could very well take it to a game 3 at this rate. We see Uyu and Hooch continuing to keep Iroh under turret, and Death Sentence lands. Would they go for a dive? No, but he flashes away immediately, no hesitation.
This early game is not looking very good for Team Suck My Freljord. They are behind in every single lane except for bot lane, and even bot lane, Fui does have his blue buff, so he's gonna. Where did Fui get a blue buff?
He took it from Suck My Freljord at the very beginning. He
Oh,
made
that's
it.
right.
Yes.
Why? I'm not sure what Shyvana's gonna do with blue buff. It might help her a little bit.
One of
with
the things that
experience.
can happen is you know you're going to be 2v1 swapping. You can't get those CS. You're going to be zoned out. So why not just take some jungle creeps? Better yet, why not take the enemy's jungle buff?
It was a very quick early invade to deny Laldad Funny, and we can already see Laldad Funny falling behind at 8 farm in the jungle to the 28 of Arknights on Nocturne. He is level 4 too. Laldad Funny's only level 3, so that's going to be a very fast Paranoia game.
Definitely, and we do see Fui here in the bot lane getting pretty aggressive on this Ezreal. You know, when you're in a 1v2 lane, going up for CS that far away from your turret, that takes bravery right there.
And wow, Iroh is continuing to take a lot of pressure, opening up with a cloth armor to go with his Doran's Blade. He was really expecting to start off against Shyvana, but without a Dorian shield, he's continuing to be pressured down, and now Laldad Funny is forced to help out in the top lane, while Arknights is just going to continue jungling.
And this is probably the smart idea. Laldad Funny is really far behind. Jax cannot take a Caitlyn and Thresh lane by himself, so why not just 2v1 that lane?
Definitely, and we do see the turret is quite low. If they left Phylord Iroh in that lane for any longer, that turret would surely have been dead.
And Fui taking a bit of damage now as Crypt racing to take down that bot lane turret before Uyu takes the top turret, but it is too late. Leroy Jenkins takes the first turret.
Alright, and you know, that's kind of natural. Ezreal definitely cannot push quite as hard as Caitlyn, especially with the first blood, but wow, Laldad Funny getting his golem stolen away from him.
Arknights is doing such a great job with the rest of Leroy to shut down Laldad Funny. Volibear is just having the toughest time, only at 14 farm. He's falling so far behind, and Fui is keeping up at 23 farm to the 10 of Firelord Iroh. He's even managing to farm under Janna Jax. Janna Ezreal. I know these champions.
Definitely, and you know what? A 2k gold lead this early in the game is a very big difference, and you know, Team SMF really needs to get their stuff together if they want to get back into this game, because right now their early game is not looking good at all.
And we're actually seeing Arknight actually putting down pink ward and clearing out vision that was used for Made Africa to feel safe in lane. Now he just has nothing there.
And here's Uyu rotating to the bottom lane with Hooch. They want to do a quick switch with Fui. They may even try to go for a quick turret shove to make a rotation onto Dragon, but the objective control for Leroy Jenkins is so phenomenal. They're going for engage, invades, they're pushing turrets, they're head and farm. This is just a fantastically paced game from Leroy.
And this is just smart play out of the Caitlyn, pick. Make sure you get
Could
those
have a bit
towers,
of a
but
dive. Whoa, all that funny going to go down. Banana Uyu making a bit of turret, and whoa, Dragon's Descent goes down for Fui. He wants to try to pick up Crypt. He's not going to be able to get it as he exhausts out of the turret. Arknights comes in from behind. Picks it up with a very quick Dustbringer, and Mega Inferno Bomb going to catch Fui. Not get the kill though. Heartbeat swinging around, trying to see if he can land a quick life binding. Gets the minions life binding. Not able to pick up any sort of kill. Fui takes an ignite, but is going to survive for now. So far, there have been no deaths for Leroy, whereas Crypt has fallen on SMF.
That was actually very, very dangerous for both teams. You know, both teams kind of scraped out of that one barely alive, even though Team Leroy Jenkins got one kill out of that. Good job to both teams playing that out really well, but very unfortunate that Hooch 12 actually flash and Q'd as Thresh and hit absolutely nothing.
But all the meanwhile, Banana actually keeping the pressure on bot lane before that tower dive. He was heading the tower, and now he's going to continue. Ilmocrypt is going to return before the tower falls.
What this did do is allow Jax to catch up in CS to Shyvana, and now Jax is actually ahead in CS, 36 and 28, which is going to be very useful.
He is trading so well with Iroh in the top lane to absorb any sort of Grandmaster strikes. He is just doing really great at 36-2. Iroh, who managed to catch up to his own 36 farm.
Iroh is definitely not looking too healthy this game simply because of the 2v1 early on, but now he's catching back up, and as we all know, once Jax starts ramping up, he gets very scary. So Fui has to be very careful not to feed this Jax any kills. If he gets even one kill, he's going to be back in the game.
Expect Arknight to make a play within the next minute. Dragon is in doable range. If he can dive down at bot or maybe kill Ziggs, we'll see him rotate towards down to Dragon and extend their goal lead so that they can finish the game before Jax gets scary.
He is currently waiting in that mid lane and does have Paranoia available, but now that the waves are pushing, Africa is going to have to be careful. And Paranoia goes down. He jumps immediately onto Ziggs, but the directed camera not going to show us it. Managing to get the fear tether. Lifelining not going to be in range just yet. He flashes, and the lifelining is dodged by a flash from Africa as well. Lucent Singularity goes down, and whoa! Final Spark misses.
Barely, just barely. That would have been such a good gank by a Heartbeat and Arknight Z if that had hit. But good job at Mid Africa dodging everything, even though he was against the wall. And as we all know, it's very hard to dodge skill shots when you're backed up against the wall. Good job, Africa.
Nocturne laying down the pink ward down at Dragon. Thought about trying to go down bot, but he used his ultimate, so he is just going to wander around. Ziggs recalling, so they could do it. Lawlet Funny actually up at his red buff, so it looks like Nocturne will be starting. Banana Uyu and Hooch actually rotating up there to assist him as well.
Dragon being taken by Team Leroy Jenkins. I'm not sure if Team Freljord knows about this one.
No, they don't. There's a pick ward. It looks like they're just scattered, and this is a good play by Leroy Jenkins, taking a scatter team and taking an objective from it, smiting it. No steal here.
Free Dragon about a 3k gold lead at 9 minutes and 43 seconds, and we're seeing Team SMF is having a very tough time getting back into this game after that botched early game level 1.
And Leroy Jenkins currently about 3.7k gold ahead. Is that 3? No, that's 2.7k gold. I can math. But they have complete objective control. They've taken Dragon, they're ahead in kills, they're ahead in a turret, but even in farm. And that is SMF's saving grace. As long as they can drag out the laning phase, they'll close this gold deficit.
And they definitely do have a comp to do that. They have a Ziggs, so if they lose, if they are losing early, if they decide, Leroy Jenkins decides to charge up one lane, Ziggs will be able to momentarily clear the wave and protect it, and maybe stall out the game just long enough for Jackson Ezreal to get back in.
Definitely, we do see that Ezreal is actually keeping even in CS with Kaylin, which is a very, very hard feat for any AD carry. So good job to Ilmocrypt on Ezreal, not playing AD for the entire tournament, then just hopping on the AD train and managing to keep up with Banana Uyu, who has been an exceptionally good AD for the past several games.
Ilmocrypt going for the Sheen, going to go for the Triforce build that we saw once again, just going to play it safe, rush the Bloodthirster, instead even go for an Infinity Edge. So never play out of Ilmocrypt. Hooch doing, actually no, Lone Cheese doing good as well, going for a quick Sightstone, not going to go for any sort of gold coin, Doran's shield, Doran's ring. Play it nice and safe.
Definitely, and we do see that Volibear is actually slightly catching up to Nocturne. He was way behind in CS earlier, but now only 5 CS behind. Volibear now getting himself back into this game just with some good farm.
Well, that's funny, actually visiting his lanes and kind of playing a little Meteor style and taking lane farm so he can catch back up. You know, it's like a little sacrifice you play to help your teammate.
Definitely, and we actually see that he is level 7 compared to Nocturne 6, so he actually is ahead of Nocturne at this point. But the rest of the team is not really suffering for it. Jax a little bit behind Shyvana, but not a big deal. Jax is still playing very well and able to lane against Shyvana with no problem.
And Made in Africa, going for a straight, needlessly large draw. Not going to be focused on an Athens on Holy Grail, trusting that his Volibear going to give him blue buff, allowing him to continue to farm and clear minion waves. I think it looks like he's going to rush a Rabadon's Maybe Paranoia goes down, Satchel Charge keeps him in the tether range. Arknight Spell Shield, a Minefield, like in front of him, goes down, Heartbeat falls, but Arknight gets the kill.
Very good play by Mid Africa. He knew that Heartbeat was locked down in place. to cast his final spark, Minion Beam. So he decides to go for the ultimate and actually manages to take that kill. 2 versus 1, which is a very good trade.
All the meanwhile, Lol that funny actually rotating in mid and taking that farm while both mid laners are dead, pushing up the wave. Arc Knight not responding and is actually going to the farm, so the minion wave might... No, it looks like Arc Knight is probably going to respond back and take it.
Demonstrating some superior CSing at turret skills, and Hooch demonstrating some slightly below average hooking skills. I have not seen him land a hook all game. Step it up, Hooch.
He's done pretty good on Thresh in the past, so I'm just going to be looking forward to his play in about the mid game once we start to see some team fights. But now
all that funny walking right past
rotating.
the pink ward. I'm not sure if he saw that one because it is visible.
There were a
There
couple
we go.
things, so he did go back and clear it out.
And one more. Okay, there you go. All right, now he rotates back to bot. It looks like he's really adamant on pushing these waves, joining his wave, not even trying to gank, just, you know, pushing the waves and trying to get the tower pressure back for Suck My Fair Lord.
I think Ezreal just really needs the back, and he asked for Volibear to come over and push his lane for him. Ezreal has not backed in a very long time. I think he's going to be sitting on a large amount of gold, actually 1.2k gold. He's going to be able to pick up maybe some boots, but, you know, Ezreal, once he gets his Triforce, gets a huge power spike, so he's going to want that as fast as he can.
He might be actually even going for blue build. He does have an extra mana crystal, so he could be going in straight for an Iceborne Gauntlet instead.
That's not something we've seen since Season 3 when it did get nerf hammered pretty hard. It is still definitely viable just because it has such excellent AoE procs. And again, all that funny coming down into the bottom, but it seems like Hooch and Uyu, they smell something and back off a little bit.
Good job to Hooch for keeping that lane boarded up. Harpy using Final Spark at mid lane to clear the wave. He needs to go back, and at the top lane, nothing really interesting happening. Like I said, this lane is going to be very static, but at the same time, Jack and Shyvana both scale. Whoa! Finally, a
lands on
that's gonna
Immocrypt,
hurt
pulls
a
him back, plus
lot.
Ignite. The barrier keeping alive along with his shield from Jenna and Monsoon. He's alive, but here's Arc Knight's coming around from behind. We need to try to land the Dustbringer. Gets the fear on Lol That Funny. He slowed box blocking Lol That Funny, but he flashes out of play, pulls him back in once again. Regeneration passive trying to keep him alive. Will the ace in the hole go down? And no, and then Uyu picks up the kill regardless.
That was a very good play by Jenna, knocking him away and healing Ezreal at the same time. Ezreal was for sure dead from that Ignite, but actually manages to stay alive. But unfortunately, Volibear suffered for their unfortunate hook.
All in the meanwhile, during that fight, Banana, you got the second tower for Leroy Jenkins, and they were going to extend their gold lead a little bit farther to 4.5k.
Which is, of course, a lot of gold at 15 minutes into the game. So we're going to see what Firelord Iroh and his team can do to bring this game back.
It'll definitely be something to watch out for. See, it's slowing down just a little bit. Leroy Jenkins slowly increasing their advantage, but again, this is Firelord Iroh simply free farming in the top lane. He's actually past Fui in farm, is getting further and further towards that Trinity Force as compared to a Blade of the Ruined King, so he's going straight for raw objective control.
You said this was a boring lane, but a boring lane helps Jax. It lets him farm and get
How it goes down as there is a gank in the mid lane, but directed camera is dum, and that's going to be Ziggs escaping.
All right, Maiden Africa must be super tired of getting ganked all game. He literally has gotten every single Nocturne ultimate for the past about 10 minutes. All right, moving on, we do see Team Suck My Freljord moving on to Dragon.
I was trying to
And
make it
once again, Leroy Jenkins taking Dragon, and SMF has no idea what's going on. They're going to get another Dragon for free, and that's going to be a 5k gold lead at 15 minutes, and Jax kind of hitting that turret, not really getting what he wants. And you know what? I think they're playing a little too safe. If they want to get back into this game, they really need to be a little more aggressive.
Definitely. Lol That Funny has the ability to engage if he can catch out Lux or Caitlyn, especially Lux. If Lux has no escapes, it will be good. But the one problem with Lux is if she does hit that binding, it's, you know, Volibear's just going to run in a straight line because that's the fastest way to get to a champion. So it'll be easy bindings for Heartbeat.
Absolutely, and of course, Heartbeat is the easiest to kill member of Team Leroy Jenkins right now. Shyvana can just fly away. Nocturne is, of course, very annoying and rarely comes out of the jungle. Caitlyn is Kite City. Thresh is just tanky. And you know what? Heartbeat is the only one with a death on that team, so we can say that with a certain number of confidence.
I do have to admit, I really appreciate the Morellonomicon pickup on Heartbeat. That's going to allow him to keep Lol Dat Funny's passive regeneration from being too terrifying, and especially keep Lone Cheese's Monsoon from being too effective, and even keep Iroh on the back foot whenever he does decide to go for that Blade of the Ruined King. And is that a Soul Stealer?
It is a Soul Stealer. We got the Heartbeat Soul Stealer in the house right now. He feels that he is not going to die. Let's get those stacks going. up right now.
All right, Heartbeat Soul Stealer. As we all know, Heartbeat is actually very notorious for building stack items when he feels like he is ahead. He is well known to have built Leviathan, the HP stacking item on Morgana back in the day, and doing very well with him, actually, last tournament, last Winter Games Fest. So, unfortunately, there is no Leviathan here today. Riot took that and sent it the way of the Locket. But,
it's okay, he has a substitute Soul Stealer, that's good enough. You know, AP works as well.
Rip Philosopher's Stone. Whoa, Life Binding catches Made in Africa. Just going to punish him a little bit, but now we finally see the Chalice of Harmony picked up for Made in Africa, finally deciding he wants to get that sustain as All That Funny is catching up.
Absolutely.
He does have a Spirit of the Ancient Golem.
He does not have the Giants belt, so he is still a little bit behind. Nocturne has that 2 kills.
2 kills and 2 assists.
Oh, that is an Iceborne Gauntlet on Immocrypt, catching Banana Uyu with 2 fantastic Mystic shots. Lone Cheese looks like he might go down exhaust, lowering him. Very, very low health. 90 caliber net, not prepared, and he gets caught. Another juke goes down. Here's a teleport. Banana Uyu falls, but he does get his own kill. Here comes Fui from behind, so Immocrypt going to be forced to back away. Takes a Dragon Descent to the face. Fui looks like he wants this kill. Is Flash available? No, it is not. Immocrypt goes down as Fui flashes for himself to get his own kill.
That was a 2-for-1 exchange by Team Leroy Jenkins, so they're going to take that. And All That Funny actually fighting Fui in the bottom lane. Not sure if that's a good idea. Shyvana very tanky, and he pops Volibear's passive, so no harm done there. But this team really needs to get their stuff together. They're just falling behind right now.
Right out the
Plus the Paranoia goes down. Arknights wants blood. Ignite is sticking away as well. He's going to get the kill. Fui with the kill steal.
Very good map rotation by Team Leroy Jenkins. They are definitely salty from last game and want to take this game back for themselves. And they're playing it very well, so I think they deserve it.
Seems like Fui has something to prove. He saw Firelord Iroh out-roaming him all game on Shyvana, so he said, I can do that too, and I will win the game for my team.
Right. And we do see Fui pushing down the middle turret right now with Janna defending it, but you know Janna's not very good at defending turrets, especially when there's a dragon wailing on it. So that turret's going to be down very, very fast.
And that's now a 6,000 gold lead in favor of Leroy Jenkins. They are slowly starting to pressure further and further across the map as we just take a look at the wards. They're being more and more forward and less defensive with their ward placement.
Definitely.
Overall, fantastic play out of Leroy Jenkins. They're taking a slow advantage. They're not letting it slip away in a long laning phase, and they're finally starting to put the pressure onto SMF.
Definitely. One very common trait that you will see among very experienced players is the ability to take a lead and keep it. One of the most important traits you can have on a team, and that is definitely under Heartbeat's guidance. He is, of course, ex-pro. Ex-LCS at least, and he's definitely giving his team some advice right now.
Turret about to fall. Fui just waiting over the wall with Dragon's Descent. It's going to caught Iroh, and yes, the turret is about to fall. It does. All That Funny caught in the life button gets immediately nuked by Banana Uyu. Fui turning now on to Made in Africa. Made in Africa throws down the minefield, but Fui leaps over it and picks up another kill for a killing spree. In the meanwhile, Iroh falls to the concentrated efforts of Leroy Jenkins, who are now going to be sieging this tier 2 turret.
That's going to be a 3-for-0 exchange by Leroy Jenkins. They're going to push down this turret very easily. Jack's actually getting a little bit over aggressive. They're flash leaping into 3 people, and no matter how low you are with Jax, you only hit 1% at a time, so I'm not sure that was a good idea.
He felt he was confident. He had the Trinity Force bought, but just not enough items to be able to 1v4 a team, even if they are low. And with that, it looks like Leroy Jenkins is going to be taking the second tower here in mid lane.
And that's going to give them a lot of rotation potential just to be able to go around, pick up some more objectives. And look at the ward placement already. They're falling further and further forward, and it seems like SMF is just, they can't quite keep up with the pressure Leroy Jenkins is putting on.
Ezreal with a little bit of a confused build here. He has an Iceborne Gauntlet for utility, but a BF Sword for damage and no boots to
Whoa,
speak of.
Flash catches Uyu out of position. He 90 calibers to get out of the third cheeses. Lone Cheeses knock up All That Funny now, going back in onto Fui, but the AoE from Fui burning All That Funny's health regeneration. He falls, and a huge light Final Spark picks up a double kill for Heartbeat. Now Immocrypt and Made in Africa have no tank. Iroh is going to have to rotate down to keep them alive.
Definitely Heartbeat now with 8 stacks on his Medjai Soul Stealer, which means he has now broken even and is going to start being cost-effective very soon. As we all know, a cost-effective Lux is a very good Lux, and Lux is one of the best champions to have Medjai Soul Stealer on, as she can nuke targets from very far away.
What is it, 20% cooldown reduction?
20% cooldown reduction at 20 stacks. We're going to see if Heartbeat can actually get 20 stacks this game, as he has done in the past, so don't count him out yet.
We'll definitely be counting for you guys. Since you guys can't see on the Spectacular, we will keep you informed on that. But right now, it looks like everyone's just kind of returning back, farming. It looks like Leroy Jenkins is actually preparing for a dragon right now.
Their 3rd dragon of the game, and once again, Team SMF does not know about this dragon. And if they want to get back to the game, they cannot let Team Leroy Jenkins keep taking these free dragons.
It's now 22 minutes in, 13 kills to 2. 4 turrets now to 2. 39,000 gold. 29,000 to 10,000 gold lead in favor of Leroy Jenkins and Iroh.
Iroh bearing down on Fui.
Here comes all that funny from behind. Does Fui have flash? No, he doesn't. Dragon's set was used. Paranoia from Arcanite. Arcanite's going to try to turn this around. Iroh gets feared. He's going to be taking a lot of damage from the AoE. He falls. And this is now Fui on the retreat. And Lawdat Funny trying to regenerate some health back. And almost walks into a final spark, but barely dodges it and goes down to a Duskbringer from Arcanite.
I can definitely hear Heartbeat saying, "Wait, I wanted my stack. Why didn't you do that? Let me have it."
Whoa, Immocrypt catches Uyu forward. Whoa, Iceborne Gauntlet doesn't do anything to a flashing Caitlyn, and Hooch turning on to Lord Cheese, but isn't going to be able to pick a kill.
Once again, these are just more and more mistakes coming out from Team SMF right now. They keep going for these kills and getting turned on. The counter ganks are way too much, and with a Nocturne that can fly around the map, you can never really consider yourself in a 1v2 situation. It's always a 2v2 or a 2v3.
And that's really what Leroy Jenkins has. They have that range to be able to affect anywhere in the map from like halfway across. Lux can shoot her laser. Banana Uyu actually has the ace in the hole, as well as the infamous Nocturne Paranoia is going to make him actually join the fight.
Definitely.
And let's take a look at the players' kills right now. 305 on Fui, 407 on Arcanites, 316 on Heartbeat, 514 on Banana Uyu.
That's a lot of gold.
And Hooch at 0-0-5. We can start to see where this almost 11.5k gold lead for Leroy Jenkins is coming from.
Not to mention the dragons as well. The 3 dragons that Leroy Jenkins has gone. That's a lot of gold that the whole team has gotten.
Right now, Heartbeat's team is strongly in the lead. They have a 15-2 number on the top of the screen. That is a very demoralizing number to be playing against. So Philo Iroh now, actually for the first time in his career, being forced to duel Fui at a disadvantage. I have never seen Ranger have to play at a disadvantage.
A little bit of action in the bottom lane as well, as it looks like Leroy want to siege up this turret. Meanwhile, that's going to be all that funny, and Iroh going to deal with Fui in the top lane. This allows him to deal with it, but Fui looking like he might want to try to pick up the kill. Flashes forward, but Leap Strike allows Fire Lord to get away. And now all that funny is continuing to trade.
Definitely, he's going in right now. The burnout is there, and all that AoE damage is bringing out all that funny. The regen does come in, but he doesn't have enough to kill Fui.
Right. SMF definitely isn't out of the game yet. They're farming well. They're at 210 to 210 farm, 170 to 190, and 175 to 225. And whoa, Ace in the Hole being fired.
Banana, you just using the Ace in the Hole for a harass right now. That's how far ahead they are. And Immocrypt completely out of mana. He's not going to be able to defend this turret very well.
Banana Uyu doesn't shove turrets too well with that Infinity Edge Static Shift crit. Holy cow! Forces Immocrypt back in. Wow, Final Spark! Whew, just barely tickles Ezreal.
He is very lucky those minions did not hit him.
Yeah,
Very
but they're going to be taking down this tower. It doesn't matter if you kill Immocrypt, if you can still get the tower, force them away back to base. And with that is going to be a 5-2 advantage for Leroy Jenkins in terms of towers.
Definitely, and a now 13k gold lead. This gold lead is just multiplying right now, getting bigger and bigger with every team fight on turret. And actually, team Leroy Jenkins is very, very low right now. If they can actually make maybe a clean ace out of this one, they might be able to get back into the game.
Leroy Jenkins starting to siege further forward, losing Singularity, catching Lone Cheese. No Final Spark going to follow up. Stacks are continuing to increase and become higher and higher. That's also a Seraphim, Staff of the Seraphim, for additional support. And Banana Uyu gets caught really far forward. Lord Iroh able to pick up a kill. Mega Inferno Bomb going down as well onto Hooch. Hooch is low, but he is going to escape. Great pick out of SMF. This is the sort of thing they need to turn it around. With that 80 carry gone, they might try to make something happen.
Here is the comeback. That comeback gold, 500 gold right there for the team. That is
especially on Jax is going to be very useful. As we all know, Jax is definitely the strongest sustained damage carry on that team.
And he is definitely itemizing right now to kill the Banana Uyu. And with that Randuin's, or he eventually Randuin's Warden's Mail right now, it is going to make Banana Uyu, who's only really has attack speed, auto attacks, slower.
Holy Final Spark, Batman. Lone Cheese gets taken down to almost 200 health from nearly 1,000. What was that, 800, 900?
Yeah, about that.
I mean, Lux is a lot of stacks. You're going to have to expect her to do a lot of damage, too.
Still only at 8, so not quite capitalizing too much on that Magi Soul Stealer. Gonna need a few more to really be safe. But Ezreal, on the other hand, has finished his Bloodthirster to go with that Iceborne Gauntlet, and We're getting a quick Baron go.
An invisible Baron, actually. I have not seen that one before. They seem to be auto-attacking the water. What do you think about that one, Dom?
It's magical, absolutely magical.
We did make it reappear, so it's okay. Baron is almost out. It is very low, but it looks like Suckmyfrilla didn't have an idea. Ezreal ult almost getting it, but it was just a little bit too late.
True Shot Barrage coming across, not able to make it in time, but now Leroy Jenkins has Baron, and they've already sieged an outer turret successfully. There's not that much stopping them from going for an inhibitor turret now, as they do have a pretty powerful advantage. It's now a 12.7k gold lead in favor of Leroy Jenkins. They're slowly increasing the stranglehold on SMF. Do you think SMF will be able to turn this?
I'm not too sure. With a very, very fed and tanky Shyvana carrying Baron buff, you know, we saw it last game. She just becomes so hard to kill and does so much damage that there's really nothing. There's no counterplay.
Whoa, ace in the hole onto Made in Africa.
And
He's
still
forced
does
the
damage.
barrier to survive. Final Spark picks up a kill. What a snipe from Heartbeat.
And that's 10 stacks right there. He is halfway through
and
that.
counting.
Great catch from Uyu there, managing to get a static shift proc along with a crit to bring Made in Africa down despite the barrier. Ace in the hole and Final Spark allowed Heartbeat to get that extra number of stacks, and now that's a very scary Lux as she's continuing to do more and more damage. Has a Void Staff to go as well. Fui getting 1v2 here.
This is bad because the rest of his team is coming him, back him out, and Firelord, Iroh, and Multifunny wasting more resources at top lane when Fui is very unlikely to die, even to a 3v1 gank, let alone a 2v1 gank. I'm not sure if ganking. Whoa!
A bit of action going on as Lightbinding catches Iroh. He's forced to B-strike away. All that funny getting burned low. Fui picking up the kill. No, that's Uyu getting the kill. Immo meanwhile trying to deal with Thirst and Paranoia, and Final Spark goes down, but Final Spark is unfortunately going to miss, giving only an assist to that Lux, so she's not able to get further stacks on the Mage Eyes, but that was a double turret dive from Leroy. Whoa! Forced a flash out of a quick satchel charge.
The huge amount of armor that is on Arknight and Fui right now allows them to tank as many tower shots as they want and just keep gunning for the squishies of Suck My Frillard.
Definitely, and we do see now a almost 15k gold lead on Team Leroy Jenkins, and I don't know if Team SMF can bring this one back. At this point, they're just being turret dived.
And Leroy Jenkins increasing their advantage even further. They are up 16 kills, almost 15,000 gold, 6 turrets to 3, along with the Baron buff, so they will be able to siege inhibitors any moment now. They're playing so very, very well, and that's a Bilgewater Cutlass onto Jana going for a bit of a Dragon Seal, but Arknight's going to get that away. Jana just watching.
Yeah, they're not giving anything to Suck My Frillard. They're not allowing any objective to go their way, and they're just going to keep pressuring. They will be sieging down these inhibitors. This is actually where Leroy Jenkins' comp is going to really do well, as he siege positions. Caitlyn is going to constantly harass, and if Heartbeat can hit one binding, Shyvana is going to just Dragon's Ascent in, Arknight's going to Paranoia in, and they're just going to take the tower dive and win the game and take an inhibitor from that.
Definitely, we do see that coming out right now as they are pushing down the mid lane with their Baron buff still active, and a very, very dangerous Heartbeat and Banana doing tons of damage. Flash by
onto
Multifunny.
Heartbeat, but no, Heartbeat gets away. He finally gets flung back, but it doesn't matter. He gets a kill, gets Satchel Charge against the wall. He might escape. Mega Inferno Bomb is being juked. He's still alive, but no. Arcane Shift picks up the kill for Immocrypt. Meanwhile, Uyu forced to back away from Arknights, and oh man, a great Iceborne Gauntlet allows Immocrypt to pick up another kill. He has double buff and is turning onto Arknights. Is he going to be able to get another kill while Fui turns around from behind? He is feared, but stays alive. He's in the middle of the enemy team, but he gets a triple kill. This is now Fui turning onto Immocrypt. Immocrypt finally falls in the meanwhile. That is going to be Africa falling to Hooch. The only survivors are Iroh and Lone Queen. Will they be able to defend Fui and Hooch's bush?
All right, Iroh getting flayed back a little bit there, but still a 3-for-3 exchange when you're 16k gold behind is possibly the most incredible thing I've heard all day.
The difference is, Suck My Frillard got 3 shutdowns with that. That's more gold for their team, and especially when it all went to Ezreal. He's going to be able to finish his Bloodthirster and his Last Whisper. He is at almost a complete blue build, like modified blue build Ezreal.
Definitely, and very good shout-outs to Brian Chow on Immocrypt, playing that Ezreal so exceptionally well with the help of his team. Good job, and who knows, maybe he can bring this one back for his team.
SMF definitely want to close out this game. Remember, they did take game number 1, so if they lose here, we will go to a game 3. Leroy Jenkins, they have everything to lose, and they are definitely giving us a good show for it as they continue to pressure up and take it further and further. But as the game is going on, SMF, they seem like they might even be able to turn this. Yes, the pressure is increasing from Leroy. SMF, they're not out quite yet.
I think the biggest thing that Slug My Fairlord got from that is actually they reduced the stacks to only 9.
Did? Oh yeah, Heartbeat went down. Only at 9
big
stacks.
Difference. If you let Heartbeat get to 20 stacks, I think he evolves actually into an actual heart.
What?
He is no longer a beat. He's a heart.
He bounces across the battlefield.
He will pump blood all over the place. He becomes.
Whoa,
This
Final
isn't
Spark
even
going
his
down.
final form, guys.
He misses. Heartbeat is just doing such a great job trying to nuke some targets down.
See, what they're trying to do is Caitlyn will slowly pressure, and if Heartbeat hits that bunny, and he's trying to hit Ilmo Crypt. That is what he wants. He wants to be able to nuke someone. But a Dev Sense work too.
Barely misses, and now we finally have Banana getting onto the turret. Fleet absorbing a healthy amount of damage. Satchel Charge forces a disengage. The disengage potential out of SMF is pretty popular, powerful, but he's not quite getting the engages they need. True Shot Barrage comes out onto Hooch. Waldot not going to get the fling, but the turret is getting lower and lower.
I actually really like this Frozen Fist or Iceborne Gauntlet out of Ilmo Crypt. It lets him CS and clear the waves from far away, so he's not in range of these bindings or these hooks.
Definitely, and Ilmo Crypt needs to play very safely and play his positioning just right.
Whoa, Flight Arrow flashes over the wall to jump on the Heartbeat. Heartbeat slow, he goes down. This is now Iroh on to Arknights, and here's the rest of Leroy Jenkins jumping in. Hooch forced him back away. Mega Inferno Bomb gets a kill. This is now Arknights backing away from Iroh, but Banana Uyu is in position. Fleet continues to run distraction for the rest of SMF, but Icehorn Gauntlet keeping him locked down. He does have Dragon's Descent, catches Iroh. The Counter-Strike not able to do as much as he should. Fleet is about to fall, but whoa, he manages to get a kill instead. He's so very, very low. Monsoon keeping them alive. Oh, without that Morellonomicon, there is no damage reduction or healing reduction made in Africa. Now turning on to Arknights. Arknights so low, he bets the kill, but unfortunately, Iroh still alive is going to turn this around. What a great turn from SMF.
Still at the same time, it was a 3-for-3 exchange once again. Sorry, 3-for-2 exchange. So SMF actually turning that fight in their favor once again. If they can keep up these very, very close team fights, they might be able to stall out the game long enough to get back.
And that was actually a really smart play by Firelord Iroh. He went in and engaged and used the primary target, and right when he was too low to survive, he jumps out, back out, and then right when he realized his team needed him, he got in and he got the kill onto Arknight.
Good job, Jax. Really, all the kills are going to just the right people on Team LMF. 3 kills on Jax, 2 kills on Ziggs, 4 kills on Ezreal. When you only have 9 kills, it's 24. Making sure those kills go to the right people is very important.
And the good thing is, all that funny, he's not been doing too well this game. He is 0-8 right now. But the thing is if you can get a toss onto anyone, as Squishy, or even, the tank as they did there, and they can isolate the team, they will be able to help burst them down. And it doesn't matter how, how many deaths you have.
Definitely, and we do see Team Leroy Jenkins gathering around Baron, and Ezreal is still stuck at base, so I'm not sure they're going to go for it. I do not think they are quite careless enough to sacrifice an entire game just for a Baron, so they're going to back off here.
Very patient play out of these two teams. Remember, Leroy Jenkins has everything to lose in this final match, whereas SMF have everything to gain in taking this game, so they're playing very safe, very cautious for now. Iroh going for a bit of a split push, but his flash is going to be on cooldown for another 2.5 minutes. Arknight's not going to
2 pink wards actually in the Baron pit.
Oh, but Lord Iroh is going on to Fui. He's going to try and get as much engaged, but Dragon's Descent does come out.
Goes down. Iroh going to be taking a healthy amount of damage from that Blade of the Ruin King and Thornmail. Paranoia goes down as well. Looks like Arknights wants to turn onto Iroh. This is the opportunity for SMF to engage on the rest of Leroy Jenkins. They aren't able to find anyone, but now that Iroh is gone, this is a huge advantage for Leroy.
Definitely, it looks like they're moving around the Baron. They're going to clear the pit.
Whoa! Final Spark catches the Lone Cheese. Isn't able to get a kill, but he's so low, he's not going to be able to participate in this next team fight unless he just stays in the back, throws out shields. Arknight's going for the Baron, maybe going to get the smite, and whoa! He's able to get it despite the Mega Inferno Bomb. All that when he flashes over the wall, he falls as well. This is now 2 members dead for SMF to the 5, and now Baron members of Leroy.
Arknight might have missed the smite before in past games, but he is on point all game long. He hit that Baron. That was a really scary one to hit. There was a Ziggs ult, Volibear flashing over. Very good playing under pressure.
At the same time, Arknight, he is also 3 levels ahead of Volibear, so I do not think Volibear actually had a chance to outsmite that one. I'm not sure why he flashed into the pit and gave them another kill.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want to do if you're this far behind the game. But Arknight actually going in, taking the blue buff, keeping that jungle presence, that dominance in the enemy's jungle.
And this is very patient play from Leroy Jenkins. They took Baron. They knew that Law That Funny and Iroh were dead. But instead of sieging, they're just going around, clearing objectives, further increasing their gold lead now to 20,000 gold. But it is 36 minutes in, and that numeric value of gold is slowly becoming worth less and less.
Definitely, and we do see that actually Lord Housewife picking up his third item, his Blade of the Ruin King, now moving on to a Warden's Mail. He did have that Warden's Mail for a long time. The thing is, he miscalculated his damage against Shyvana when he went against her in top lane. Shyvana actually has a Thorn Mail. And even though Jax is very tanky and sustains a lot, when the enemy Shyvana has a Thorn Mail plus a Sunfire Cape on top of you, you're not going to be doing a lot of damage to her. So I think Jax is going to have to back off from the 1v1s in the future.
Here's the thing is, Jax is actually itemizing, building the 4v try pushes, wants to split push, and that's really what he wants to do, but Shyvana is just too far ahead right now. 709, can't 1v1 there, like you said.
Looks like Fui currently is unkillable. Getting closer and closer to that very scary 6-item Shyvana. We've already seen some excellent play out of him so far. We're gonna have to keep an eye on whether or not he continues to do that, as we see Fui split push in the top lane while the rest of Leroy Jenkins shoves SMF's bottom. Ace in the hole goes down to try to push Immo Crypt back. And this is definitely going to help them try to siege this turret, especially with the Baron buff.
That Uyu now advancing on.
Huge nuke on all that one.
With red buff is going to be able to poke down this turret and poke down anybody that gets too close to her. They need to be very careful, because one shot from Banana Uyu with a crit and a static shift proc will take out at least half your HP on anybody on this team.
There's just so much that Suck My Throat has to watch out. You have to watch out for the Death Sentence, the Light Binding, or even make sure they're out of range for the Caitlyn auto attacks.
It's going to be very, very hard for Team LMF to make this one.
We catches Iroh outside of the wall, not going to go for the dive. Continuing to keep him out of position. Light Binding goes down. Death Sentence managing to get a good pull. Just isn't able to get anyone quite too vital.
Banana Uyu actually taking quite a bit of damage in that fight. He does not have a Bloodthirster or any lifesteal right now, so I'm wrong. So I have lifesteal points, so he can heal up right there.
I mean, even lifesteal
Oh, he has played the
points.
Root King, my bad. I thought that was like some other item.
Plus Baron buff, you know, she's going to be very hard to kill. A lot of regeneration coming down on this team, and when you're this tanky and when you're so good at sieging, that Baron buff is going to mean a lot. So they want to take as much as they can with this Baron buff.
So Kevin, this is a rotation that we've seen. Whoa, Death Sentence actually lands. Heartbeat getting a quick snipe on all that funny. As I was saying, this is a rotation we've seen from Leroy multiple times, where Fui sieges the top lane while the rest of Leroy pushes in the bottom, and then eventually Fui, once he manages to push Iroh back, will rotate down and try to take inhibitor turret. Do you think SMF will be able to deal with it this time? This isn't the first time they've seen it.
Unfortunately, usually Jax is able to 1v1 Shyvana no problem, but in this case, he's so far behind that it's actually going to be working out very well, especially since Jax is one of the only champions on Team L.
Inhibitor turret going down. Looks like Hooch wants to get an invade to the box, managing to lock them down. Whoa, Heartbeat gets a huge goal. Paranoia managing to jump forward, gets another kill for himself as well, but Arcanight's too far forward. This is Iroh now turning on to Arcanight's, who's relying on the regeneration from Baron. Here's Sweet joining in on the push. Will they go for another turret? Actually, they're going to go straight for the inhibitor. We going to tank while Uyu shreds down the damage of that turret. A flashlight binding is going to miss, as it looks like Sweet is taking the inhibitor turret.
Heartbeat very hungry for stacks, as he is in fact 12 stacks in. He really wants to end the game with 20 stacks. I have played with him. He loves to do that. He thinks it's very, very funny.
Huge pull goes on to lull that funny Morellonomicon, denies it, and Fui gets the kill. Legendary at 809. And they're going for another inhibitor. They're going to take all 3 inhibitors at once. Baron buff falling off. Made in Africa doesn't have the Mega Inferno Bomb quite yet, so we can't shove down the health bars of Leroy. And Leroy going to take that 3rd inhibitor. Oh wow, a huge pull landing on Made in Africa, plus the Dragon's Descent burns him down. That's Duskbringer getting the kill on Arcanight's.
I was going to say, Ziggs is really good at clearing the minion wave so you can't siege, but when you have a Shyvana with that much armor, Thornmail and Sunfire, it doesn't even matter if you have minions, just tank it up right there. 3 inhibitors going down for my fair lord. Leroy Jenkins in a commanding position right now.
It's now up to a 25,000 gold lead, along with all of the inhibitors for Suck My Failure gone. Again, Fui has not died. He's at 8-0 and 10 right now.
Definitely, this is a very, very uphill slope to the point where it is almost not a slope anymore, but a wall for Team SMF. I'm not sure if they actually have the ability to bring this one back. They are 25k gold behind with 0 inhibitors. I think they could literally walk into the base right now and just take the Nexus.
It is going to be very difficult for SMF to turn this around.
We do see the pings coming down, the I'm going here pings straight at the Nexus, so they know what they want.
Definitely one more fight that goes in Leroy Jenkins' favor is the game. However, if Suck My Failure somehow miraculously gets a pick on someone, they can still come back from this. You know, they just have to wait out the inhibitors. Once the inhibitors respawn, they'll actually probably have they won't have to be, farming in the wave. Actually, one of the things that helps with the fact that all these inhibitors are down is they have the freedom to farm so much with all the waves are just coming in without, any constriction. But that's not usually a good thing.
Those double super minions continuing to push into the base. It is becoming harder and harder for Suck My Freljord to turn the game, as they're going to be taking a lot of pressure in all of the lanes. And already, despite all of that push, super minions are in the base. And Suck My Freljord is stuck under the Nexus. Wow, look at the damage from that Lucent Singularity. It's an almost full build Lux. That is a full build Lux.
Yeah, they've been playing this one very carefully and just poking down the Nexus.
Whoa, Destiny Flames on the Pyro. Play going to miss. All that money goes in. The box goes down. Hooch looks like he might go down to the Mega Inferno Bomb Shield. Keeps him alive. Well, that funny. Still alive, but finally going to go down. Iroh forced to back up in the Nexus fleet. Still alive, just shredding down, but this is now the Nexus turrets going down. The Nexus itself taking a lot of pressure. Leroy Jenkins are going to take it to a Game 3 of the finals.
Both teams have been defeated. This is into the last possible match of this tournament. We are seeing the Game 3. Get hyped, everyone. Let's go.
All right. What fantastic play between these two teams. We're going to take a really quick break while we get set up for the next game. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, this is the Winter Game Fest Finals. Such a crazy, crazy game between these two.
Definitely. I want to give a shout out once again to our sponsors. We have Riot Games, Tespa, Asus, Sony, GamerCon, Monster Energy, Kingston HyperX. Thank you again for supporting us. We are at the Game 3 of the Grand Finals.
Oh, I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
I'm definitely excited.
I'm not on camera, but I am excited.
Here, get in camera.
What about you guys? Are you excited for Game 3? All right, no, I guess.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
I guess not.
All right, we'll be right back with game number 3 between Leroy Jenkins and Suck My Freljord.
Yeah.